The World Baseball Classic is here and 20 nations being represented. The World Baseball Classic begins on Tuesday, March 3rd and continues all the way until March 17th when we have the championship game and we will crown a new champion. Japan won the last tournament a couple of years ago. We got the Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout face off to finish it off. But let's dive into a deep dive and some of the rules that will be involved in this year's tournament. Starting into Pool A, it will include Canada, Colombia, Cuba, Panama, and Puerto Rico. Beginning with Canada, their manager will be Ernie Witt. Some notables on Team Canada: James Paxton, Cal Quantrill, Michael Soroka, Jameson Tyone, Bo Naylor, Josh Naylor, and Tyler O'Neill. Into Colombia, their manager Jose Mascaro. Some notables on that team: Jose Quintana, Julio Teran, and Gio Urshela. Cuba will be managed by Herman Mesa. Only one notable on that team, that's going to be Yoan Moncada. Into Panama, their manager Jose Mayorga, excuse me. Some notables on that team: Logan Allen, Miguel Amaya, Christian Bethencourt, and Edmundo Sosa. And then Team Puerto Rico, managed by Yadier Molina, future Hall of Famer. Notables on that team: Edwin Diaz, Seth Lugo, Martin Maldonado, Christian Vasquez, Nolan Arenado, and MJ Melendez. Arenado, the big notable on there, played for Team USA a couple of years ago. This time he's going to go play for Puerto Rico. Into Pool B, that's going to be Brazil, Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and USA. Some notables for them: Brazil's manager Yuichi Matsumoto. Some don't really have any star MLB talent on their team. Brazil trying to avoid relegation. We'll dive into how the relegation works later on. On to Team Great Britain, managed by Brad Marcelino. Some notables on that team: Jazz Chisholm Jr., Matt Koperniak, Trace Thompson. Great Britain also trying to avoid relegation. The Brazil-Great Britain matchup will be a big one to see who will be relegated in next year's tournament, or the next time we have the tournament. Into Italy and manager Francisco Cervelli's team. This team is stacked for Italy. Gordon Graceffo, Michael Lorenzen, Aaron Nola, Adam Ottavino, John Birdie, Vinny Pasquantino, Thomas Sagasi, and Jack Caglione for Italy. Into Mexico and Benji Gil's team: Javier Saad, Taj Bradley, Taiwan Walker, Alejandro Kirk, Jonathan Aranda, and Rowdy Tellez. Mexico made a run, beat Team USA in the last tournament. They will look to do it again. Into Team USA, Mark DeRosa on the bench again. He will have David Bednar, Clayton Kershaw, Mason Miller, Paul Skeens, Tariq Skubal, Cal Raleigh, Will Smith, Alex Bregman, Paul Goldschmidt, Bryce Harper, Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Witt Jr., Byron Buxton, Pete Crow Armstrong, Aaron Judge, and Kyle Schwarber as his DH. A stacked team that is going to try to knock off everyone and win the tournament. Lost to Team Japan a couple of years ago. Into Pool C, Australia, Chinese Taipei, Czechia, Japan, and Korea. Australia managed by Dave Nilsson. And some notables on his team: Travis Bazana, one of the young prospects in the MLB. Into Chinese Taipei and manager Hai Tai Seng. And his notables: he's got Stuart Fairchild on his team from the Reds. He'll be playing and representing the Chinese Taipei. Czechia, managed by Pavel Shadim. He doesn't have not much talent on his team. Czechia just could try and look to do some of those upsets and maybe not finish last in pool play and avoid relegation. Japan, managed by Hirokozo Ibata. He's got a whole bunch of talent: Yusei Kikuchi, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Munetaka Murakami, Seiya Suzuki, Masataka Yoshida, and the best player in the MLB in Shohei Ohtani. And then into Korea and manager Ki-hwan Ryu. He's got Dane Dunning, Riley O'Brien, and Hyunjin Ryu, as Korea will look to see if they can get out of that pool, as Japan probably going to be coming out of that unless something drastic happens. Into Pool D, Dominican Republic, Israel, Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Preview at Team Dominican Republic. They are managed by future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols. He will have Sandy Alcantara, Camilo Doval, Austin Wells, Junior Camareno, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Manny Machado, Ketel Marte, Geraldo Perdomo, Jeremy Pena, O'Neill Cruz, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, and Fernando Tatis Jr. He's got a bunch of talent on his team. Into Israel, managed by Brad Asmus. He'll have Tommy Canley, CJ Stubbs, Garrett Stubbs, Matt Mervis, Harrison Bader on his team for Israel. Going to look to try to do some upsets. And then Team Netherlands, managed by Andrew Jones, longtime MLB star. Notables he'll have Kenley Jansen, Chadwick Trop, Ozzy Albies, Xander Bogaerts, and Didi Gregorius, alongside Jurickson Profar and Sedana Rafaela. Into Nicaragua, managed by Dusty Baker Jr. They will have Jeter Downs and Mark Vientos, the two big stars on their team. And then Venezuela, managed by Omar Lopez, with Miguel Cabrera as the hitting coach. So see if Venezuela is one of the top hitting teams with such a great hitter. Some of the top players they have: Antonio Santanzella, William Contreras, Salvador Perez, Luis Arraez, Wilson Contreras, Andres Jimenez, Eugenio Suarez, Gleyber Torres, Ronald Acuna Jr., and the young Jackson Chourio. So that's all for the pool previews. Now into who I believe is going to advance from each pool, starting with Pool A, Puerto Rico and Canada. Canada without Freddie Freeman this year, but I do think they still pull it out in that pool between Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, Panama, and Colombia. I do have a whiteboard off to my right with all the full schedule of the pools and the bracket as we move near the quarterfinals, semifinals. Into Pool B, Italy and USA. I think Italy gets out of this. I think they will upset and take down Mexico. U.S. going to get out of there, and then it's going to come down to Italy and Mexico. Italy's got a lot of talent. I think Italy is going to be able to get out of that pool, especially guys like top hitters like Vinny Pasquantino and Jack Caglione, two of the top hitters for the Royals last year. Into the Pool C advancements, Japan and Korea. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to take down Japan. There's one team that can take down Japan, and that's Team USA. But they weren't able to do it last time, so we'll see if they can do it this year. And then out of Pool D, Dominican Republic and Venezuela. Pool D is, I would say, probably one of the weaker pools. Netherlands in there, Israel, Nicaragua, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, two of the top nations in there. Some notable games: Korea and Japan will face off on March 7th. That game is at 5 a.m. on FS1. Mexico and USA face off on March 9th at 8 p.m. on Fox. Italy and USA face off on March 10th at 9 p.m. That's on FS1. And then Dominican Republic and Venezuela face off on March 11th. That's at 8 p.m. on FS1. Now, my bracket, I think, once we get through all the pools, it's going to be Canada and U.S. U.S. is going to take down Canada, and then Venezuela will take down Korea. Puerto Rico will take down Italy. Japan will take down the Dominican Republic, all those in the quarterfinals. Into the semifinals, USA will take down Venezuela, and Japan will take down Puerto Rico, setting up for the second straight tournament. Team USA versus Team Japan. I think this time USA will be able to take down Japan and win the 2026 World Baseball Classic. Some of the top storylines coming out. Tariq Skubal will only pitch one game for Team USA, and that will be Game 1 against Great Britain. He wants to get back with the Tigers and get to work. Sure, if he wants to only pitch one game, go ahead. Then I feel like we should have. Nothing against Skubal. I think he's great, but I think there's other pitchers that would be better, that will stay for the whole tournament and want to pitch for their teams. Brazil must beat Great Britain in pool play just to have a chance to avoid relegation. Same thing, Israel and Nicaragua will battle for relegation. Winner will most likely not be relegated. Loser will be relegated. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. Some special rules to pitchers. Lots of rules for pitchers. Want to keep them as healthy as possible. No more than 65 pitches they can throw in pool play. 80 pitches in quarterfinals and 95 in the semifinals. they can throw as many pitches as they would like in the championship game. You can only go past this point if you are finishing an at-bat against a pitcher. And if you throw 30 pitches, you have 1 day of rest. And if you throw 50 pitches, you need at least 4 days of rest. There will be two mercy rules applied. 7 innings if you're up more than 10, and 5 innings if you're up more than 15 by 5, and 10 by 7. There will be a ghost runner in extra innings to speed up the games. The pitch clock will be in the World Baseball Classic for the first time. You'll have the same rules as the MLB, but no ABS system as they are having this year. There will also, this is an Olympic qualifier. The 2 highest placed teams from the Americas, not including the USA, who automatically qualify as the host country or as the host nation for the Olympics, will clinch a spot in the 2028 Olympics in LA. So a lot on the line in this tournament, not only to try and win the tournament, but also who is going to qualify for the Olympics. And then if you are in last place in pool play, you will get relegated and have to go all the way through the qualifying tournaments to get in. And we saw Israel had to do it this year. They were able to get in. So a lot on the line. You don't want to, if you finish 4th or higher, you're in the next tournament. It's those last 4 spots that are decided by relegation. That's all I have for you today. We will have your regularly scheduled episode on Wednesday of the Full Sports Recap and the Eli Engel podcast. Just thought I'd do this as the World Baseball Classic continues soon. We will do one after Selection Sunday for March Madness. We will have a Stanley Cup preview once the NHL regular season comes to a close. And way on down the line, all the way in September, we will have a World Series preview. But that's all I have for today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this to your friends, and I will see you next time on the Eli Engel podcast. So long.